Fletch, you're taking part in David Gray's Testimonial, so talk to us about him and your relationship with him.
Yeah, well, first of all, David was 4 years younger than me, so I remember him coming to the club, and obviously being from Roslin, I'm from Mayfield, so we don't live too far away from each other back home, the matter of 4 or 5 miles away from each other. And the scout that brought David to the club was the same scout that brought me to the club, so there's that instant connection, and I'd met him a few times before he'd actually signed as well while he was on trial, so straight away I got to know him. And I used to look out for a lot of the young lads, but especially when it's a young Scottish lad, you pay a little bit extra attention to him. And it was always him, Darren Gibson and Johnny Evan. They were the three amigos that were always together.
How much did you help him settle in, and how good did that relationship between you get straight from the start?
Oh, listen, I think I think I was around the first team at the time, so I'm early stages of my career and focusing on that, but just making sure you speak to them around the training ground and looking out for them. I think you do have to settle in on your own behalf and be around your own age and your own team and find your own way. But I think it is nice when you've got somebody in the first team that will speak to you. All the first team players do speak to the young lads, but maybe speak to a little bit more, ask them how they're doing. It's just general conversation, really. The club are great at letting young lads settle into the club anyway, so I don't have to worry about that. There's great people like Dave Bushell who'll be heading up to the game as well. But just making sure you keep an eye on their results and their performances and keeping constant conversation, really.
Unfortunately for David, he had to move on from Manchester United, but you kept in touch. So how closely did you keep in touch, and how much did you follow each other's progress?
Well, we actually stayed in the same digs as well. So when I left digs, David came into the digs that I stayed in Manchester. So we had the connection through the family there as well. No, but like all young players, you watch their progress. You want to see them reach the level you think they can reach. David's career probably hampered by injuries, really, and probably to the detriment of how brave and tough he is himself. He'd play through injury. He'd go into tackles that no other players would go into, and probably found himself on the receiving end of some bad injuries along the way, but he showed amazing character and strength of character to continue to keep playing, and I think he found a fantastic home at Hibs, joining the club in the Championship, getting promoted back to the Premiership, and then eventually scoring the winning goal in the Scottish Cup final against Rangers. He's a Hibs legend, and why he's having a testimonial game.
You've played a really important role in bringing a Manchester United team to Easter Road, so talk us through that process.
Yeah, again, obviously because of the connection and hearing that David was having a testimonial, he got in contact with me, seeing what we could do. Could we bring an under-21s team up? And we just figured it out, really, and I think in the end, between myself and Darren Gibson, and we just sort of felt like we'd try and get a team of players who'd played around David's era, really, who were connected to the first team, who'd played first team appearances, and also lads who haven't made first team appearances but know David as well. So it's a mixture of a team, really, that could go and support David. We felt like that would be the best way to go about it. It's not easy organising these sort of games, but all the players who are willing to participate have been fantastic. They really want to go and contribute on Davy's behalf because of what a great guy he is. And to throw on the Manchester United shirt again. A lot of the boys are grown up and older now and have maybe kids that didn't see them wear a Manchester United strip. So when you take all that into account, plus a few days up in Edinburgh is really nice as well with a bit of golf. So we sold it really well to everyone. But the biggest factor is everyone wanted to come together for Davy, really, and to play in his game and to give him some support.
How much are you looking forward to the game?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. I think I know the competitive edge is going to come out once the game starts. I'm just looking forward to the whole experience, really. I think he should get a great turnout. I want to encourage people to buy tickets and come to the game. There's lots of Hibs legends returning. All the United players playing in the game. It's going to be great to play with them again. Everyone's so excited and looking forward to the game. We know it's for a good cause. We know it's for Davy, but at the same time, I'm sure once we all get in that pitch, it's going to be competitive.
There have been many other links with Hibs as well, most recently Will Fish. How pleased have you and the club been about his progression at Hibs?
It's been fantastic. It's been a really good loan experience. A little bit slow in the beginning, but I think that was part of the plan from both Hibs and Manchester United. I think they had a plan with their centre-back Ryan Porteous, who was planning to leave in January, so Will had to bide his time. Got to know the city, got to know the club, got to know the style of play for the first few months of the season. And then eventually from Christmas onwards got into the team and has been a mainstay and been a revelation since. So that's the reason why we decided that we'd send him back for another season. And we felt like he was progressing really well. We felt like he got a number of games, and we felt like it was he deserved a chance to go up there and play some more. They qualified for Europe, and the story with Hibs wasn't finished yet, and still an important part of his development, which is going really well and going to plan. So credit to him and credit to Hibs. It's been a good relationship.